כל השנה הלכות בכל יום, הובטח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא, בעזרת השם. As we know, the daily, the two mitzvot that have hashpa'ah today, today is the 4th of the month of Iyar, Bezat Hashem. You have another 11 days for Pesach Sheni. Bezat Hashem will be discussing there, but right now we're going to be discussing two mitzvot d'oraita, which is very, very important, even today. Even though this sounds like a Beit Din, mitzvah number 409. Shelo la'arog mechuyav kodem sheyamod b'din. We are prohibited to enact punishment on the person who for sure we know is a murderer. Right in front of the Beit Din, the guy murdered. So they know he's a murderer, so let's just get rid of him. No, the halacha is until Psak Din, until the Beit Din has ruled in favor of capital punishment, you're not allowed to fulfill, no matter what. Meaning, today we have in America, they have, not in America, it's all over the world, it's called Don. You know what the Don is? Don, the Godfather. You know, in English they call him Godfather. He's in charge of that. He decided that this guy is chayav mitah, halas, no judge, no din, he's everything. Has v'shalom. But there's no other way. There's no other way that he didn't do it. For sure he did it. For sure he did it. Yeah? Okay, Habibi, I found one. It's like right here, the red books. See this red books? Right here. This shelf is the chinuch. No, up, one up. Yeah, right there. Look for mitzvah 409. And that's the 409. Yeah, 409. 409
in English.
Yeah. That's a new version in English. But I'm having in Hebrew. This art school, they have it in English also. It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. There's a chinuch in Hebrew also there. Baruch Hashem. See, I told you we'll find. I remember there's a lot of chinuch in this basement.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. Okay. Anyway, so you need Tet 409. Okay. So that's the first mitzvah we're going to discuss today. Second mitzvah we'll be discussing today, as we said last week, that Leviim, there were supposed to be 48 designated cities of the Leviim, and the Leviim, the whole concept of Leviim, of the Kedusha, of Torah, learning Torah is constant by Leviim. They were. Somebody says, the question is, are they prohibited from having land? We discussed last week, or it's a privilege not to be busy with land. Because they have a privilege not to be busy with land, they could learn Torah all the time. So the Torah is what does that mean? The Rabbanim is they have a privilege. What is the privilege? The Rabbanim, they get Shulchan Aruch Paskins. If the community needs to pay for security of the community, let's say proper fence, the Chachamim, the people who are learning Torah, are prohibited to be asked to chip in. Why? Because that's their Toratam Emunotam. This is their parnasah. This is their livelihood. Learning Torah and teaching Torah, spreading Torah. So you can't come to them and now and tell them also start paying for communal expenses. And so people understand that the Rabbanim are exempt from learning for working the whole day, because their learning the whole day is instead of what? Instead of Korbanot, Kohanim and Levim being busy in the Beit HaMikdash all day. And at the time of the Beit HaMikdash, they were the ones who were sustaining the whole world. And the Kohanim and the Big Dushav, as we know, that Korban Tamid, all those Madim, the Talmidei Chachamim who are learning full day are the sustenance of the whole world. The whole world is not exempt. They are actually toiling in structure and buildings and everything, but the Kohanim, the Talmidei Chachamim, are toiling full day in learning. It's their learning that actually protects them from being harmed and everything else. So now that's one of the reasons we said the person who murders, that's mitzvah number 410, a person who murders somebody by mistake, right? As we know, the derech aliyah, right? He was going up, or he was going down. Which one is it? Derech aliyah or derech yeridah? Derech yeridah. That's right. Derech aliyah is patur. Derech aliyah because that's honest. Derech yeridah is chayav. Meaning a person was climbing down the ladder. The ladder down, right? He is supposed to be more sturdy as you're going down. When you're going up, you're less concentrating on the security. Why? Because you're going up. Now, obviously something happened. That's called onus. In that case, a step gave out. He fell on somebody, he killed somebody. Patur from galut. Why? It's onus. But when going down, you have to be more diligent, more careful. Here he was less careful. He killed somebody. Now he has to go to galut. So where does he go? He goes to the Ir Miklat, 48 cities of the Kohanim. Why? So we said last time, we said that one of the concepts, one of the elements is that because they're learning Torah, they're magen on the whole world. Now that their Torah is going to be magen on this poor fellow, who is also tzabrochim. Don't forget, a person who killed somebody, it's not a small thing. He fell down. How many guys we hear on Shabbat driving and killing a kid on a bike on Shabbat in Israel? All of a sudden, the guy he's so broken, he's mamish, he's all depressed. The Torah, he goes to the family, and the family elevates him. The child he killed. The family of a child he killed, they elevate him. The child. So that's the same thing. Kohanim and Leviim. Understand? You know what a Kohen, what a Levi is? I don't know about you guys, but I cry when an American soldier gets killed. American soldier. I live in America. Here, my soldier, the soldier who was sent on my behalf, going whatever it is. So okay, it was right war, it was wrong war. It doesn't matter. The soldier, American soldier, was killed. You have to cry. A person was defending you, whatever it is, your interest, not interest, but you have to have something. Rahmanut. The person was killed. Yeah. So the Kohen and Levi will say, wait a minute, this person fell down from the step. He was careless. Now he killed the person. So maybe you have some what's his name, some agitation against them. No. When it comes to your city, you have to provide him food. You have to provide him learning Torah with him, just to make sure that he gets elevated. And that's Mitzvah number 410, and we are obligated to send him back to Ir Miklat after the judgments. Okay, so B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully today the limud will be dedicated. We'll go in deeper now to each mitzvah as quickly as we can go. Usually the time is within 25 to 30 minutes. But B'ezrat Hashem, first we want to dedicate the limud for what? The person who was died, and unfortunately a lot of people die without having relatives left over who will pray for them, who will daven for them, who will elevate their neshamot through learning. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu should take our learning and elevate their neshamot up. Also, we're going to ask Hashem for forgiveness for all our sins, because we have a lot of sickness in Am Yisrael. So Hashem should forgive us for our sins and send refuah shlema b'meira to all the Jewish nation around the world. Same thing. Hashem should free all the hostages. Hashem should free all the people who are in jails. All Jews who are in harm's way, Hashem should free them and send them back. And same way, all the soldiers who are protecting the Jewish nation, we're going to dedicate that they should all come back to home without any situation of harm. And it can be Let's go. Mitzvah number 409. שנמנעו שלא להרוג החוטא כשנראהו עושה מעשה אחר, כשהתחייב עליו מיתה קודם שנהיה לבית דין. Now we have two witnesses. What more do you need? You might think, look, me and Yaakov, right? Two kosher witnesses, Baruch Hashem, Shabbat, Shomrei Torah, mitzvot, whatever. We see a person committing a mechilul Shabbat. It's chayav mitah. Again, we are ready enough to get the guy stoned. What preventing me and Yaakov right now, taking him and stoning him on the spot? We're bigger than the guy. We told him to stop. He didn't listen. Let's kill him. The Torah says no. אבל נתחייבנו להביאו לפני בית דין ונביא עליו העדים לפניהם והם ידינוהו במה שהוא חייב. So the Torah obligates me, even though I'm stronger than the guy who's committing a crime. Let's say he murdered somebody. Let's say more than that. He raped his daughter. Let's take the worst case scenario. The guy is raping his daughter. The halacha is what? What's the punishment for the person who's sleeping with his daughter? Burning. The burning, right? So me and Yaakov saw a Jew committing a crime, the most heinous crime, and she's crying. So we caught him in the act. So let's just burn him. What do we need a Beit Din? What's all the in Florida they have this. Everybody asks me, why you moved to Florida? I said, well, it's simple. I lived in a city which is Sodom Amorah, which is in New York. Why is it Sodom Amorah? Because you're not allowed to defend yourself. It's actually illegal to defend yourself. If the guy is stealing less than $1,000 or stealing food which he needs to eat, and you defend yourself, you are a criminal in New York City. That's exactly what it's called, Sodom Amorah. People think coming to Florida when there is girls walking in the bikinis. You're right. If you go to Miami Beach and walking in the street, that's asur. I live Baruch Hashem in Hollywood. To see a naked girl, you actually have to go to Walmart. If you don't go to Walmart, you don't get naked girls. He's on the street. It's so hot outside. Who's walking in the street here? There's no beach around here. You're right. But Sodom Amorah, you know what Sodom Amorah is? Eliezer got what? Got hit in the nose by a gangster. He came to the judge. He says, he made me bleed. I'll punish the guy. The judge sits and looks at Eliezer and says, what? What are you talking about? The Cheshbon gives the bill to Eliezer. What is this? You owe him $300. Why? You owe the guy who hit me in the nose $300. Yeah, it's called akizat dam. He did a doctor. The doctor gets paid for taking out the blood for you. Here, Yaakov knows, right? In the olden days, that was the treatment. So the judge says, you Eliezer who got hit by some criminal, you have to pay the gangster $300 for taking out your blood. So what did Eliezer do? Eliezer said, you know what? He says, come here, judge, I want to tell you something. Yeah, what do you want? Smacks him in the nose. And he's bleeding. What are you doing? He says, listen, do me a favor. You owe me no money, right? Let the guy, you pay him, and everything will be fine with you guys. That's what Sodom Amorah is. No law. No law. The Simach Shema Hokel, this governor of New York, what does she do? This criminal. What does she do? She says that if the synagogues are being attacked, people are shooting schools over there already, right? Upstate there was a whole shooting a few months ago. So she made a law that if you could carry a gun in a synagogue, only if you're part of the security team. Meaning outside of a synagogue, you're allowed to carry a gun because the judge ruled that they cannot rule against that. The government cannot go against that. But she declared donkey. She declared that if you could walk in the street with a gun, concealed gun, you're allowed to New York City because the Supreme Court will rule against them. But if you walk into the synagogue, you're a criminal with that gun. For your protection, you're a criminal. This is Sodom V'Amorah. What happened here in Florida? Why I came here? Very simple. The Florida governor was on the television, I remember, and the guy before him, I believe it was Dade County Sheriff. The Dade County Sheriff made an announcement. Says, do us a favor, somebody breaks into your house. Do us a favor, somebody breaks into your house. When you shoot him to kill him. So that's what he said. And I was so happy about it. So that's not Sodom Amorah. This is justice. What do you mean the guy breaks in? And also, if you remember the Hurricane Ian hurricane, right?
Yeah.
So the governor got up on the television and he said, anybody's looting, do us a favor. He's looting your house, kill the guy, shoot him, and if you shoot him, kill him dead. I love this is called justice, right? This is maybe poetic justice, but same thing. But over here in the Torah, when you see a criminal committing a crime, and you know and you have power over him, you could overtake him. He's raping his daughter, let's just kill him. Let's just burn the guy already. Well, capture him, burn him. Chas v'shalom. It says in the Torah, במדבר, chapter 35, פסוק 12, ולא ימות הרוצח עד עומדו לפני העדה למשפט. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu prevented, what do they call them? Renegade? No, not renegades. What do they call these guys? Not bounty. The guys who, what was the nickname? What was the title of Batman in the movies all the time, right?
I don't remember.
Mercenary? No, what is it called? He goes, he.
Robin Hood?
No, not Robin Hood. There's a name in America they call them. I forgot the name. It was on the tip of my tongue. Basically, he enacts his own justice. He's enacts his own justice. So, but it's illegal. It's illegal. And that the Torah knew that there are a lot of crazy people in their mind that they'll be justified to do anything.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's what the people are. People will justify everything they do. Everything. And therefore, the Torah knew that, and therefore it tells you clearly in the pasuk, chapter 35, pasuk 12. You're prohibited to act in justice until the person stands in front of the judge.
But it's interesting, it says Yamut HaRotzeach.
Lo yamud, yeah, right. It says you're prohibited to kill him.
It's interesting, it doesn't say Lo Yamut HaMet.
No, okay.
It specifically uses the case of Rotzeach.
Right. Lo yamut harotzeach, the one who murdered.
As opposed to someone who's Mechal Shabbat or does rape, it doesn't say that.
Again, 1 second. Rape, everybody agrees it's a Retzeach. It's a Retzecha. Over here, the Retzeach, you're saying why the Torah specifically used the word Retzeach.
Yeah.
Okay.
By his crime.
Good. Because the crime. No. More than that. Why are you justifying to kill the guy? Because he's a Retzeach. Out any format you take, let's say he's a murderer. Let's say a fact is. What's his name? He is Mechalel Shabbat.
You're saying it's just an example.
No, Mechalel Shabbat. A person who's learning Musar. What are you going to tell him? What is Mechalel Shabbat? He's a Rotzeach. He's destroying the world.
Yeah.
Right? What do we say? We usually say somebody's Mechalel Shabbat in America. In France, somebody dies.
Maybe, yeah.
So he's a Rotzeach. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you slice it and dice it, maybe that's
in the figurative sense.
Figurative sense. That's what we're talking about. But again, we all agree. A rapist is a Rotzeach. He's literally taking away the mahut of a person. He's a Rotzeach.
Yeah, if you figuratively.
Yeah, he's taking away the mahut. So okay, anyway, it's a good question, but good. No, Nakuda. on a 1 foot I could answer like this.
Probably it's just the example they're giving.
Right.
The Torah gives.
ולשון מחילתא שמה, יכול שיהרגו אותו משהרג או שנאף. הנה,
Yeah, you're right.
מחילתא, תלמוד לומר, ולא ימות הרוצח עד עומדו. The Torah tells us that he is רוצח, he is chayav. Again, I believe the concept over here of Yaakov is, it's what you perceive him. It's what you perceive him. He could be innocent 100%. Again, the Beit Din, right now, there was a case, there was a man walking to the second floor, right? He lives in the first floor in the building. On the second floor, they're bothering him nonstop.
Yeah.
He goes upstairs to the second floor to tell him to stop down, right? And in the end, he starts killing everybody in the house.
Yeah.
He kills the father and the son. Which was a story in New York, right? All the crazy people, all the crazies were there.
Yeah.
So now, so you see the video, you say he's a murderer, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. How do you know? Maybe he missed all the shots and somebody else was doing it. Maybe the wife trying to get rid of her husband did it. You never know, because we never know what could be you perceiving in your eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes are very deceiving, and I think over here we're specifically talking to a person who wants to enact the punishment. We're talking to the witnesses.
Yeah.
We're not talking to anybody else here. We're talking to people who have the witness this outline in their heart. The blood is boiling, and a Jew, well, you boil his blood.
But the Goel Adam, can't he kill the?
Goel Adam is only by mistake.
Yeah, isn't he allowed?
But the
to
Torah will see that there's even this Mizid. In some instances, that there's a whole discussion over there. But we'll see. Right now, we're not there. We're holding right now.
He's allowed to go kill the guy even without the Gemara Din.
In the aspect of that the Torah, where the Torah allows him. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get there. This is not the
He
mitzvah.
might have to run first to Beit Din. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
ואפילו ראוהו בית דין הגדול שהרג, יהיו כולם עדים ויישאו עדותן אצל בית דין אחר, שידונו, even if the judges. Now, let's say, not to talk about witnesses, the people who are hot-bothered, people who want to take revenge. Look at Beit Din. Beit Din, everything, they're supposed to be what? Cold-blooded. They're supposed to be more sturdy, impartial. They see a murder. Let's go appoint what's his name? Executioner.
Can't be the judges.
No. So he says to you, let's maybe appoint an executioner. The rabbi says no. They should go to another Beit Din and be meid and witness, testify what they did, what the guy did, and then have the punishment enacted. ועוד אמרו בחמחירתא, הרי עדה שראו אחד שהרג נפש, יכול יהרגו אותו עד שלא יעמוד אצל בית דין, לומר ולא ימות הרוצח עד עומדו. This is what I saw one time, over 20 years ago, the Pakistan. There was a guy the two guys who attacked a lawyer or something. There was a claim that they murdered a lawyer, raped his wife, and the streets just took over. The mob caught them, lynched them, hanged them. There was a whole thing all over YouTube. That's the chas v'shalom. The Torah tells us we are not barbarians. ושם מצווה, לפי שעניין דיני נפשות הוא דבר קשה מאוד שצריך דקדוק גדול ביותר. We're talking about dealing with a person's life, neshama. It has to be very meticulous. תבוא העדה, להיות מצילים הנידון בכל דבר, הראוי להצילו בשבילו. What's the difference between Goy and a Jew? As I say many times, Goyim, they need 1 out of 1 billion reasons. To murder, they'll murder. The Beit Din needs 1 out of 1 billion reasons to find guilty, to make him, 1 in 1 billion reasons to save, they'll save.
Yeah.
That's the way the Jewish people are. We need 1 out of 1 billion, meaning billion reasons that the guy's a murderer, you have to kill him. But if you have 1 justification, halas, the case closed.
Yeah.
You can. לא שיעטו הדין כדי להצילו, חלילה, חס ושלום. You're not allowed to dissuade the justice. כמו that's forbidden, חס ושלום. כמו שדרשו זכרונם לברכה, it says over there in the Rosh Hashanah, page 26, about the first side, ושפטו העדה, והצילו העדה. Over there, the judgment and saving means, כלומר, שצריכים להפך בזכותו. You have to find backwards and forwards. ואם יש לו זכות יצילו, ואם לא, יערה. If a guy has some justification of staying him alive, keep him, not kill him. ועל כן, הוזהרנו שיבוא הדין על כל פנים לפני בית דין. Therefore, judges have to be with clear mind. ולא ידנו העדים, חס ושלום, the witnesses who saw and their blood is boiling, ראו שהדבר בעיניהם לעולם, כי אולי מתוך ראותן העניין, לא יוכלו להפך בזכותו, כי יתעורר לבבם בחיובו על כל פנים. And the witnesses who were witnessing this crime, he's raping his daughter. Let's just kill the guy. What kind of monster is he? The Torah tells us, relax. Take him to the Gainim. מדיני מצווה כגון מה שאמרו זכרונו לברכה, עוד מסכת סנהדרין, page 73, first side, says, במה דברים אמורים שלא נהרוג החוטא עד שנביאהו לבית דין. Which scenario are we discussing where a person should not be punished before you see the beit din? כשעבר ועשה החטא, once the sin was done already, only. אבל מי שהיה רודף אחר חברו להורגו, הרע נערה נאור עשה. If a person was about to commit a crime, all right, either to kill or either to rape. והזהירוהו, and they were warning him, ולא נמצא מלרדוף, and he did not stop. נמנע מלרדוף, he did not stop running over chasing, אף על פי שלא קיבל התראה, חייבים אנו להורגו ומוזהרין עליו. We're obligated, mitzvah number 600, right? 601 tells us you are prohibited to make cheshbonot. A person is about to kill, you must kill him. Same thing here. Right? But we're not talking about this case, we're talking about specifically, but there is such a concept. When a person is about to commit murder, you stop him in any way possible.
It's interesting that you have to kill him, not just injure him.
Depends. If you could injure him, we will learn over there. You could injure him, yes. If not, then kill him. כמו שכתוב בעזרת השם, בסוף סדר כי תצא באזהרת, over there, mitzvah number 601, as I told you here, ואת הפרטים מסכת מכות, also we learned over there with רבי יצחק, מסכת מכות, if you remember, all the dinim on page 12, first side. מנוהגת מצווה זו בזכרים ונקבות. This mitzvah is for anybody. בכל זמן שאנו מוזהרים שלא להרוג שום חוטא. We're prohibited from killing any sinner. ואף על פי שנראו שעשה מעשה שהתחייב מנוע בבית דין. Even though we see the guys בחלל שבת right in front, he's turning on the lights, putting on fire. Lights could be machloket, but let's say not machloket. Anything that's not machloket, putting on fire, lighting on fire for sure. And he told the guy stop. He doesn't stop. You're still prohibited to kill him. ובזמן הבית אנו חייבים להביאו לבית דין והם ידינו. In the time of the beit din, when there was a beit din that was allowed to kill, not like today, we will be obligated to bring him to the beit din. The witnesses will not be exempt from bringing him to beit din.
Wow.
Right? ועובר על זה, והרגו לחוטא קודם שיבוא לבית דין. Anybody who commits this heinous crime, killing a murderer before, or the sinner, here now he changes it, the sinner, you see what he does? Any sin, right? ואפילו אם היה דינו שהתחייב בבית דין, דין ההורגו כדין רוצח. ונהרג עליו בזמן הבית אם יש עדים. Now, if the witnesses went and enacted the justice on their own, if they were warned and they didn't listen, they in turn would be murdered by a beit din for committing a heinous crime of committing a sin of murder. Mitzvah number 410.
Let's say the guy has murdered someone and now you're afraid he's going to murder you. Even though he's not running after you.
Right.
You think he's drunk, he's crazy, you don't want to take any chances. You think the beit din would be Chayev such a guy who's defending himself?
What do you mean?
Mr.
The witness told the guy don't kill. Now he killed and then he is a drunk, he's coming to you to kill you? Of course you have to kill him.
He might.
So if not might, if he's coming to kill you, kill him. What's the question?
You don't want to wait. Like, you know how like the terrorists,
No.
The soldier kills them even though they don't see him running after someone.
Okay.
He just has a bomb on himself.
All right.
They kill him.
Yeah, that's not a problem. What's the problem?
No?
War, we're not talking about war.
Ah.
Once in the middle of war, there's no it's a free for all. War is all bets are off. There's no judgment. There's no international court nonsense. All this craziness. No, Habibi. In the middle of war, the matara, the end result is to end the war.
Yeah.
Nobody's making a war just to wage war,
right?
Unless you're the criminal. If you're the criminal, okay, you enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mitzvah number 410. מצווה על בית דין להשליך כמה מכה נפש בשגגה מהירו לערי מקלט ועל הרוצח בעצמו ללכת שם. So there's a mitzvah, an obligation. The beit din is to protect the person who has committed a murder by mistake. He fell down on somebody and he killed him. So it's either him going by himself or the beit din has to make sure he goes there. שנצטוו בית דין. להשליך, okay, מקלט. שנאמר, זה סדר התורה, chapter 35, in במדבר, 25 פסוק, והשיבו אותו העדה אל עיר מקלטו, and the community, the beit din, has to return them to the city of refuge. What does that mean? וישב באדמות הכהן הגדול. The pasuk ends off over there. He has to settle there, so literally live there, literally. This is his now house until the Kohen Gadol dies. Now, and if it's a new Kohen Gadol, a youngster, 25, 30-year-old boy, finish. He has to be there the whole day. Okay. וגם המכה, גם הוא בכלל מצוות עשה זו. Right? שנאמר עליו, כי בעיר מקלטו ישב עד מות הכהן הגדול. So now, how do you know? So we understand, it says Haida. The Torah tells us that the Beit Din has to send him. So how do you know he's included in this commandment, 410? So it says, כי בעיר מקלטו ישב. But the Torah tells us clearly, he must settle in the city of refuge. His city of refuge. Okay? So that's a commandment on the Nidon, on the person who committed, who fell down the steps and killed somebody. He is obligated on his own. So he can't say, I'm patur. Mistama from here, you could see that it's chayabit b'nafsho. If the Goel Adam finds him, who killed him? He himself. He will be judged in the world to come. He will be judged as committing a suicide. Mashma. It's mashma that he's committing a suicide. If he came out and he allowed the Goel Adam to capture him,
he's risking his life.
He damo b'nafsho. Yeah, that's what's mashma. Mishasham mitzvah. So the roots of this mitzvah, לפי שעוון הרציחה חמור עד מאוד, שבא השחתת העולם, we know that the worst element of any sin in this world, the worst of worst, is killing people. Why? Because that diminishes the world, the residency in this world. עד שאמרו זיכרונם לברכה, שההורג נפש מזיד, אפילו עשה כל המצוות, אינו ניצול מן הדין. A person who does everything in the world, he is the most holy. If Chas v'Shalom he causes death to a Jew, then he will not be exempt from the judgment. Shneimar, it says over there in the Torah, Mishlei, chapter 28, pasuk 17, Adam ashuk bedam nafesh, ad bor yanuz, v'lo yimaret. Lachen, what does that mean? Adam ashuk bedam nafesh, ad bor yanuz, v'lo yimaret. Medina shel Gehinom. So 1 second, Zayin explains. המנחת יצחק מגיח את הלשון רבנו ומוחק את המילים ולא ימלט וגורס במקומם את הפסוק בשלומות אדם השוק בדם נפש עד בור ינוס אל יתנבחו. נראה שרבנו, he doesn't explain me, what does that mean? You need to go to Mishnah now. You understand what it means, Rabbi Yaakov?
עד יתהפכו? Yeah. What does he change the word for?
נחל גיהינם, he's changing בר ינוס אל יתמחו. Don't be tomech bo. Don't support him. Adam ashuk bedam nafish ad bor yanus v'lo yimalet. Okay. So again, zid afilu asa kol hamitzvot eno Adam yashuk bedam nafish ad bor yanus. Okay, I thought he was going to explain over here. The pasuk here.
Ad bor yanus al yitmechu bo.
Yeah. Don't.
I can bring you footnotes here.
Yeah.
The footnotes. So it says.
One second, you have English one. What does it say in English?
Yes. The literal
translation. Yeah.
A man guilty of bloodshed shall flee into the pit.
Shall flee?
Shall flee into the pit. And he
will
not escape justice. That's literal. I could bring you a footnote if you want to see.
No, it's fine. That's fine. That makes sense already. Hey, what he said? He will be. His end result is the pit.
Yeah.
Meaning a shoal. He's going to go. He's going to be punished. He's going to be punished for that. Okay, very nice. Thank you. You have English, huh?
Yeah.
ולכן ראוי למי שהרג אפילו שוגג מכיוון שבעתה גדולה גדולה. Even if somebody committed a crime by mistake, this is a great mistake that came through him. כזו אל ידו in his hands, שהצטער עליה צער גלות, מששקול כמעט כצער מיתה. He should go into exile, which is also almost as similar as death itself. שנפרד האדם מאוהביו ומארץ מולדתו ושוכן כל ימיו אין זרים. He is forgoing all the comfortabilities of his life, all the familiarity, and he goes to a place where he doesn't know nothing about. And now he's going to have to settle here and live here and try to reestablish. And don't forget, he's also heartbroken. He killed somebody by mistake. We're not talking about, this is a Jewish nation. We're so adinim. We're so humble. We're so, and here, can you just imagine his feelings?
Right.
ועוד יש תיקון העולם במצווה. Now, you're going to say, what now? Okay, that's very nice. But what's the benefit here for anybody? The guy goes to Galutz. What's the benefit? The rabbi says here there is a benefit. כמו שבאר הכתוב שינצל עם זה מיד גואל אדם, לבל ירגנו על לא חמאס בכפיו שהרי השוגג היה. Here you have a person who by mistake murdered.
Yeah.
But the Torah says the boiling of the kin or next of kin is the boiling of his blood is too rampant, and we cannot stop him. It says even when we are capturing cities, you're allowed to just to catch anybody, and the soldier was allowed to sleep with a girl. What do you mean? She's an Eshet Ish, maybe she's married, maybe she's betrothed or something. How do you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Because of the boiling of the blood, we know that the Kadosh Baruch Hu, we have a rule. Tafasta meruba lo tafasta. You're gonna tell him to stop to be a saint, ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Goel Adam, his blood is boiling. Blood is boiling. He wants revenge. He wants to put the end to this whole horrible scenario. So it's not his fault that he killed the guy by mistake. Yeah, maybe he's not 100% perfect, but it's not. And now it's Chas v'Shalom. If he doesn't go to the city, that's the benefit of the world. The Goel Adam will not kill him, and if he kills him, it's going to be bad for the world. Because in reality, yes, Goel Adam does not get punished for this murder because, as we said, his blood is boiling. His brother was killed. Whatever it is. But over here, by this person, the murderer goes into the city. He is benefiting the world by not causing himself death.
Okay.
ועוד תועלת בדבר, יש another benefit, לכלי יראו קרובי המוכה הרוצח, עיניהם התמיד שהם במקום שנעשתה הרעה, בכל דרכי התורה נועם. And what? ועוד תועלת בדבר, לבלי יראו קרובי המוכה.
They don't want the relatives of the victim to have to always see this guy walking around and remember what he did.
Therefore, beautiful. So he's going to be hidden away,
Yeah.
and it's going to cause an additional benefit. So they're going to be consoled.
Yeah.
They're going to be consoled.
Right.
The president of the United States killed someone by mistake. Hide him with the president. We don't see him ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though in America they don't kill anybody by mistakes. ובדיני המצווה, מה שם זכרונו לברכה, אוקיי, as it says over there, שאין הרוצח בשגגה גולה, אלא אם כן מת נהרג לשעה שהרגו. So the murder, the mistake murder has to happen immediately. Okay? אבל חבל בו, אף על פי שעמדוהו למיטה וחלה או מת, אין זה גולה, שמא הוא בעצמו קרב מיטתו, או הרוג נכנסה בחבורה והרגתו, אפילו שחט בו שני סימנים, ועמד מעט אינו גולה על ידו. Even if he caused him, definitely he's gonna die. But as long as the person was taken to the hospital alive, by an ambulance, and he died later, pronounced dead later, in a different place already, pronounced dead.
Yeah.
Then in that case, even though he was the real cause, he would not be murdered, he is not guilty of galut until he kills the guy on the spot. It has to be on the spot, mamash. Umbash, Amru, and the sages tells over them, שישראל גולה אם רצח עבד או גר תושב. What about the Jew also goes to galut if he kills a עבד? או גר תושב, meaning עבד כנעני, right? וכל שכן עבד שהרג ישראל או גר תושב, or about a slave who killed by mistake, וכן עבד שהרג עבד או גר תושב, in any way, even if the slave killed another slave or a servant or worker, שנאמר והייתה לבני ישראל לחוקת משפט ולגר הגר בתוככם. It doesn't matter, it's for everybody. אבל גר תושב שהרג את ישראל, בן מזיד, בן שוגג נהרג עליו. וגוי שהרג את הגוי, אין הרי מקלט קולטין אותו. So if a גר, תושב שהרג את ישראל, so the ger kills a Jew. Now over here, ger תושב, no, this is ger תושב means
Sheva mitzvot.
seven mitzvot, right? He's not a real ger. He's not a real ger, ger תושב. י"ד tells us, המלכת חינוך, המלכת חינוך, המוזכר בדברי רבנו מתייחס רק לדין עבד כנעני שהרג גר תושב, שיש ללמוד בקל וחומר. what's גר תושב over here? עבד או גר תושב. What does he want? עבד זה גר תושב, שהרג בשוגג ישראל או גר תושב. ידגימו. עבד, מה?
I'm pretty sure it's a Knani.
No, ger toshav means a regular Jew, a goy who settled and he wants to fulfill the 7 mitzvot. He's not a Jew.
Yeah.
He's not a full-fledged Jew. Okay, no problem. So now, in that case, he would be killed. He doesn't have this case if he killed the Jew by mistake. But if he kills another ger toshav, goy sheharag et hagoy en harei miklat koltin oto. So he will not be saved. He might think he has a say. You know those Jew boys. the guy that look like a Jew. He knows everything.
Yeah.
You know those guys. We had a professor in my school, and I'm talking about 30 years ago in HTC in Hebrew Theology. He was one professor who knew the whole. He was a librarian. Yeah. He knew the whole Shas.
Wow.
He was a guy. He knew the whole Shas.
Crazy.
Just sitting there learning the English books.
That's crazy.
Right? The old guy. So this guy, so he's gonna say, "Oh, look at this! I live in the cities in Israel. I killed someone. Let me run. No. It's only for the Jews. It's a privilege. You're part of the club or not. ומה שאמרו שהבן גולה על רציחת אביו, look at that. If a son by mistake kills the father, ואב ברציחת הבן, ומה במה דברים אמורים שלא בשעת לימוד. אבל בשעת לימוד והוא שוגג, שכוונתו הייתה ללמדו ולהועיל לו בחוכמה, או באמנות, פטור מגלות, וכן הרב את תלמידו כמו כן. So the father kills his son, right? Not like in America, this is a whole corruption over here. You can't touch your children. You know why they did that? The whole concept of child abuse was created for one purpose, and one purpose only. Remember that nobody should tell you anything otherwise. It's for Jews not to control their children. It's not. The Jews, you have to know, the Goy doesn't have this problem. You tell them whatever you want to do. Whatever you want the Goy to do, will do.
Yeah.
They don't have this Eitzarara always try to weasel their way out. The Jews, we're master in Cambino. You tell him one thing, he'll figure out a way to weasel him out. So the Torah tells us, hit your son. Hit him. The Torah tells us, you have to hit a Jew. A boy must be hit in order to go on the straight path. Why? Because the Eitzarara over there is a Satan. Like in the May, you see a bull, you have to run away from it. Why? Because the Satan is Roked al Rosho. Same thing, a child. Yeah. A child. And so the Goyim knew that. The Goyim never think, the judges, they don't know. They're all Chachamim. They know more Torah than we'll ever dream about. So they said, let's figure out, let's bring a case. What did they do? They brought a case, some crazy drunken, drug, he killed his son by child abuse. Now, if you slap your child, you go to jail. Wow. Children could tell the parent, right yesterday, I was telling my older daughter at 15, she decided to teach the lessons to the 12-year-olds who didn't want to help her to clean on Shabbos, the table. So she said, okay, girls, you're going to sleep 9:30, right after Avdallah. But she's screaming child abuse. This is child abuse. The 12-year-old is screaming, this is child abuse.
She learned
the 15-year-old telling her, listen, girl, you don't clean on Shabbat, you go to sleep. After Shabbat, no privileges. Motzei Shabbat, no privileges. No, so what's the word? Child abuse. Today, the father looks at the son, child abuse. That was, again, you have to know that. Anything that the Goy does is all against Shalom Torah. Okay, let's just skip over here. There's a lot what to talk about. But, ואם עברו על זה בית דין שבכל מקום, let's see what it says here, נוהגת מצווה זו בזמן ישראל. I'm going all the way just to the end. This mitzvah is בזמן שישראל על אדמתן, obviously when the Jews are together in all the land, but that we have such a thing as עיר מקלט בסנהדרין. של 71 יושבים במקומן המוכן להם בירושלים לדין דיני נפשות. This is obviously the time where the din was there, and we had the concept of element of judgment and laws. ואם עברו על זה בית דין שבכל מקום ומקום ולא הגלו הרוצח בשגגה ביטלו עשה זה. If the beit din did not fulfill this concept, this element where a person by mistake committed the crime of murder and he has to be saved by going to the miklat, they did not enforce it. ועונשם גדול מאוד לפי שהוא סיבה לשפיכות דמים. You have to understand this element is all to prevent spilling more blood, and Bezat Hashem and the beit din who doesn't do that, they will be transgressing. Do they get punished? No. Why they don't get punished? No, because one concept yes, Bitula said there's no punishment, but over here they may be transgressing. Another thing, no?
Indirectly.
Yeah, not directly. But there's no Maaseh here also.
No.
There's no Maaseh. Even though later on we'll see that they have an obligation, but
they're perverting justice. They're perverting the judgment, no?
Right, but they're not Maaseh. There's no Maaseh here, therefore they don't get punished. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you know, there's a saying in Israel, in Hebrew they say, there's always judgment.